Hey Trekkies, it's summer, and you know what that means. It's time for Creation Entertainment's Trek to Las Vegas 2025. This year, the convention has been expanded to a 5-day schedule, August 6th through the 10th at the Rio Las Vegas Hotel. Meet all your favorite Star Trek pros in one place, and hey, maybe you swing by Vic's Lounge and you see our panel. It's a great way to meet people in person and have some fun with your fellow Trekkies. If you can't make it to Star Trek Las Vegas, of course, there's also other events around the country this year. Trek to Orlando, August 23rd through 24th. There's the Trek to New Jersey, September 6th and 7th. And finally, the Trek to Chicago, November 22nd and 23rd. We're looking forward to meeting as many of you as we can this year. So make sure that you get ready to trek to Las Vegas.
This is Jennifer Hay, and you're listening to Open Pike Night, the winning square on your Enterprise bingo card.
Is this thing on? Hello, hello. Welcome to Open Pike Night. I'm your host, John T. Bolts, here tonight with some amazing guests on stage and in the studio to have a conversation with the bravest ensign on Strange New Worlds. We have donned our red shirts, befriended a bad influence bullion, downloaded the latest technical manuals on overriding airlocks, and avoided Chief Kyle all day. And our valued guests on the Open Pike Night Stage have come to show their amazing support. Joining me today are my co-hosts. The man who knows that the real reason Open Pike Night ship keeps running is the ensigns. Host of Sudden But Inevitable, Jesse.
The key is to not even assign macro cleaning, because I'm not super sure what micro cleaning is, but it sounds very tedious. So I'm not going to be that kind of captain.
And the man who's been practicing bad cop his whole life and doesn't want anyone knowing that if you mention Willow, you'll skate. Host of Green Shirt and Newbies Trek through TNG, Cameron.
Bingo.
Tonight, we have a wonderful guest for her first visit to the Open Pike Night Stage. Someone our listeners are so excited about that we have calls from 4 continents. You slackers in Europe, Africa, and the folks down there in McMurdo Station, it's time to step up. We promise not to hover over your shoulder like a Uhura or fall for obvious good cop tactics like Ensign's ire. As we speak to tonight's guest, Jennifer Hoy, welcome to Open Pike Night.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here. We've got your pup Thunder in the background hanging out, so in case
Yes.
anybody hears, Jennifer's back up for the interview.
Yeah, he's going to be chewing on his feet. That's something he decided he likes doing now, so...
I swore she was going to say chewing the scenery, but you know what? Feet works
Whoa.
too. There we go.
I'm already liking where this is starting.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of starting, let's go back. Jennifer, I almost called you Christina. That might not be the first time
You know
I do
what?
that.
It happens all the time. I'll respond to whatever, so...
But let's go back to your pre-ensign days. Like, what got you into acting? What was your first acting bug?
Okay, acting. This is a really interesting story, and I've never really shared it. Anywhere.
Exclusive.
Yeah, kind of. So I'm actually a musician. I went to music school. I went to opera school. So I was a opera singer. And I dropped out. So I studied in Boston for 3 years. And a bunch of events kind of led me to drop out. But when I did, I don't know what happened, but I think I've always been interested. Like, I love movies and TV and acting and stuff, but there's something inside of me that was like, I really want to see, honestly, just representation. I was like, I want to see more people that looked like me. And I Googled my way in. Like, I shit you. Am I allowed to swear, by the way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
Okay.
You're encouraged.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, encouraged.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I swear I Googled my way up. I had no friends in the business. I didn't know anything. I just Googled, like, what do I do? And so it was like headshots. And then I Googled, like, who the best headshot photographers were in Toronto, and then which agencies I should apply for or whatever. And then eventually, like, I started, I forgot which came first. I either got my first agent with 0 credits, or I went out and I did 1 student film. Anyways, doesn't matter. But point being was the internet just like helped me. It was kind of insane. But I got into class, I started studying. Yeah, and I'm, obviously still working and building my career. But yeah, that was kind of my thing. It's really weird.
Okay.
It's a really weird start.
I will say, I believe we all said that your headshot game is A+.
Aw,
So
thank
well
you.
done there. So Googling.
Denise Grant.
Yeah.
Shout out.
All right.
And we'll tag her.
Listen, that photo shoot was like, that was the one good one out of the 800 photos we took. Like, it is no joke. Like, I am no model. That is a different art form on its own. And like, she was, that was my only ever headshot session I've ever had.
Oh,
So
wow.
with that being said, like, it's time to update them, because I think I got them taken when I was, how old was I? 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Anyways, but thank you. I really appreciate it though.
So from one headshot directly to Star Trek is pretty good. I mean,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So if I Google
Yes,
how do I get
no.
into acting, it just says get on Star Trek. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
Get on
good.
Star Trek. Yeah, that would so easy. Whatever.
Right. So you wanted to see representation of yourself
Yeah.
out there, but like, what made you think acting? Like, was there a role or a movie that you're like, that's what I want to do? That looks fun.
It's always so hard to answer, like, what's your favorite movie or what's the most inspirational movie? Like, I don't know if I had one in particular, but I like the idea that in film you get to see what the director wants you to see only.
Mhm.
And there's this really interesting way of like a controlled storytelling that's happening, and that's what we call as like the magic.
Mhm.
Whereas my background in music, like for opera and live performance, it's always like a wide, right? Like it's always this one thing. But I love that idea. And not to go deep super quick, but I was really bullied as a kid, like really badly. I know. Now it's funny because, like I'm over it now, but like it was, there was a part of me that was like, and I was bullied for being Chinese. And so there's a part of me that was always like, you know what? I feel like if there were more of me in the Western media, then this wouldn't have happened. Like, because I grew up with like, the same things. Like, I love Disney and all this kind of stuff. And I wanted to be certain characters, but they'd be like, oh, no, you're the Asian Cinderella, not just Cinderella. You know what I mean? And so it was like things like that I was like, or it was default Mulan, right? Like
Right.
it was always.
I mean, you could do worse than Mulan, but I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
So exactly. So it was it always got me thinking as a kid. I'm just like, what could I do? And I guess that was when I dropped out of school. I was like, okay, this is my kind of time to try it out. But yeah, in terms of movies and stuff, like my dad was a big like classic dad action movie kind of guy. So my parents are from Hong Kong. Lots of like, that was the amazing era of action movies in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
And so
John Woo, Chow Yun-fat.
oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I grew up on a lot of that. But as well as just, Disney, and then just the Western like action stuff, like T2 is probably like one of my
sure.
favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
Rambo, all of that kind of stuff. My dad.
You got a Sarah Connor character in you somewhere?
I would love to. Listen, like I feel like I'm at a point in my career right now where, I still look quite young. And so I would love to at some point get into the really, action-y kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you were a musician first. So I'm going to ask, I asked this
Yeah.
question to Nami Melumad last episode, is what fictional band would you want to be a member of?
A fictional band?
A fictional band.
So cool. Okay. So classic rock, that's my thing.
Okay.
So fictional band, I would definitely have like David Gilmour. He would be in my band. Is that the question? Am I listing off like a fake?
If you want to list the band members you would go for, that'd be awesome.
Do that instead.
I was gonna make up a whole band.
Do it.
Makes
Yeah.
no
Let's do that.
absolute
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Living or dead?
Oh
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So- Some of the
Write
best
this
ones are
down.
dead.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay. It'll be David Gilmour, Freddie Mercury,
Yes. Correct.
Joni Mitchell,
Ooh.
Okay.
me obviously, and let's do one more. No, okay, Robbie Robertson, and then Bob Marley.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. The Traveling Jennifers, is that what we're calling this band?
Sure, you can name it. You guys can name it.
All right. Oh, it's got to be Enterprise Bingo then.
Thank you.
I mean, that's. And now I'm sort of lamenting that we don't have that super group, but
Only we would listen to it.
opera covers of 80s action themes,
Let's
right?
go.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Have you guys seen? Oh no, I forgot the actor. The TV show Love, and they
No.
So he's a comedian, but he's actually got this real band. I think this is the answer to your original question. But they get together and they make theme songs for movies that don't have theme songs,
Ooh.
and it's hilarious.
I'm checking that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a
I have
great
to look him
recommendation.
up. Yeah,
It's right up
so
our alley.
funny. Yeah.
All right, so you kind of touched a little bit like you'd like to have an action movie career. That
Yeah.
I am here for that. Is there an actress that you kind of would like to emulate their career, that you kind of look to that you aspire to?
Ooh. I think lots of people inspire me in a lot of different ways. I mean, most recently Michelle Yeoh, like winning all these awards, just making, history really for us. And I've watched, obviously like her with Jackie Chan and like, the old school Super Cop stuff and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of career, I would love a mix of like Michelle Yeoh, but also randomly like Kristen Bell's or something. I would love to be a Disney
Oh.
character. Like,
Yes.
I
That's a fantastic mix.
Yes. Yes.
I love her, and I would love to voice a cartoon animal of some sort. Like it would
That
just
is a great bucket list. That's a great acting bingo
Yep.
check
Yeah.
mark.
It is, yeah.
I
Some of
love that.
Some of our prior interviews that you have worked with could probably help you out there. They've got some connections in the animation world. I think this could be the start of something very cool.
Yeah.
I would love to. Like so far, I've worked on a cartoon and like some video games and stuff, but I would love to be able to sing in one. I think that is
Okay.
definitely a bucket list of mine, is to be able to incorporate music back into my work. But yeah, just like an animal.
I love it. Well, one of the other projects you've worked on, have you done one audiobook?
Yeah, no, that was the only one I've ever done.
Okay. And you got an award for it, or it won an award.
I know. Like, what?
Nice.
I didn't even know. This is so bad. Maybe don't put this in. I didn't know that audiobooks could win awards. I was just, it's one, like, it's one of those things where you kind of finish your project, and even with live action, like, you don't hear about anything until a year later, or you have to let it die, or like keep the secret for so long. But yeah, with the audiobook, like, I love doing it. It's an amazing story. And then randomly, like, my team just messages me and like, oh, congratulations. I was like, okay, thanks. Amazing.
Yeah, I just I heard that you did an audiobook, and I googled it, and I just found like this very glowing review of your performance for it, and it's great. And like one of the things that you said is that you brought this authenticity to the story, which is a very like Asian family centered story, right?
Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying, like, do you kind of seek out those projects that allow you to bring forth your Asianness representation? There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Asianness.
We use the word
works.
heritage, Cameron.
Yeah, we got to be PC here. Come on, man. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting conversation. Like representation, it's like the whole talk right now. right?
Yeah.
And I find a lot of the conversations I have with my friends who are artists of color, like, the nuance of this conversation is that on the one hand, it's like an incredible honor and privilege to bring these stories to life because specifically for the Asian Canadian and Asian American community, like us first generation people we're finally old enough to like be adults and tell stories and put things out in the world because our parents were the immigrants. And, you know, they were doing like the laborer jobs and all these things just to make ends meet. And we are the first generation where we get to thrive. And so it's an incredible honor to tell these kinds of stories and to just have us in the media, period. But the other side of it is like, I also just want to tell stories and not because of my Asianness, you know? It's like the conversation Idris Elba was having about 007. He's just like, I don't want to be the first Black Bond just because of being a Black Bond. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and so that's a really, and Stephen Yeun as well. He's just like, I've always just wanted to act. And, and that on that side really inspires me too, because it's like, they've just taken roles because these stories are universally human experiences. And being Asian was just part of it because we're human. And so I'm really torn. I think this conversation, like, I think we're only scraping the surface of what's going on right now. Yeah. Because isn't that like just our job as actors? You know, we can be a tree or a dog or this or that. So
a singing animal.
Exactly. Any animal, I swear, please. Like somebody... If there's a God out there,
an axolotl,
give me this job.
Do you feel that on a set that is as diverse as Strange New Worlds, that there is some of that freedom to just kind of tell the stories because it is human stories and everybody there feels represented and has meaningful moments and is like, we can just focus on the story now, right? Like, is that, do you think that's a benefit of a set like that?
100%, especially a set like this, but Star Trek in general, like it's been groundbreaking since day one with TOS, but like Strange New Worlds is so special. Like I almost feel like just a fan of it, you know? Like I was there on a day, like I would have 5 days here, 5 days there, and then another day here, another day there. And I wasn't there every single day, which made me like more of a fan of everybody. I've got to watch everything, but definitely like it was so diverse in front and behind the camera. And this was a daily thing that they would do on set. I don't know if anyone's mentioned it yet, but it was called like Appreciation Award.
Oh, cool. Nope. This is the first time tell us about it.
Another exclusive.
Yeah. So on season 1, there was this it was like, you know, the Star Trek logo, and they made it into this like medal, an actual like, you know, medal, Olympics medal. I don't know what that's called. And every day they would gather the crew, and this medal would be given to crew only, and you would just say why you appreciate this person. So I'd be like, hey, John, like, thank you so much for like helping me out with the props yesterday. John's freaking amazing. And then the next day, John would be like, oh, Jesse, like, thank you so much for like helping me with the lights yesterday and getting me water when I didn't have any. And it was like, I'd never seen that before on a set. And on a set this big too, like there were so many people on set.
I noticed I didn't get an award, but I'm just going to leave that there.
There's only 2. There's only 2.
Cameron didn't earn it.
Thanks for participating.
I'm just doing the bare minimum needed. That's right.
He just showed up. To him, it's just a job. That's very clear.
More of a Star Wars guy, so.
He's wearing his Star Wars shirt on set behind the camera, and everybody's like, wow, dude. Wow.
Wrong show.
I'm sorry.
Wrong movie.
I'm sorry. You were about to keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh my God. But yeah, it was just, you know, just celebrating everybody regardless of who they were, what they did, and everyone's job was of equal importance. And I had never seen that ever on a set.
That's so cool. Do you know who started that?
I don't know, but it could have been the ADs. I always assume it's the ADs.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
They deserve some recognition.
But it was just so heartwarming. They also had to have speeches too. So starting every day with someone being like, thank you so much. Okay, bye.
I'd like to thank.
Yeah.
I specifically chose to be behind the camera, but sure, let's all focus on me. Yeah.
Exactly. It was very cute.
All right. Well, I think that's all kind of leads us right into a new caller or writer, caller and writer. Let's hear from Jack.
All right.
Hi, this is Jack Lai from Taiwan. I will be much appreciated if you great Open Pike Night guys and girls can make exceptions for me and include my message. Thank you. But here is a short, special voice message to Jennifer, which actually she can understand because I will speak in Mandarin. But it's very short, very brief, so maybe it's fine. Okay. Hi, Jennifer. 祝你新年快乐，恭喜发财。For your fan in Taiwan.
Oh,
yeah, Jack, welcome to Open Pike Night Stage. Thank you. He also wrote in. I believe the message was wishing you a happy Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
He says, all my friends in Taiwan, we love your wonderful performance in Strange New Worlds. And when it occurred to you that your life would be changed so much, like entering just the larger universe of Star Trek. And he did ask if you get a chance, if you could send out a quick shout out in Cantonese to your fans around the world.
I would love that. Well, first of all, Jack, thank you so much. 多謝晒. I guess I'll speak in Cantonese now for a little bit. Jack, 新年快樂，我祝你身體健康，多謝晒嚟睇 Star Trek and 各位喺台灣，多謝晒。And for the question, when did it occur to you that your life would be changed? When did it occur to me? It must be the fans. It's so weird for me to say because my career, I feel like, just started. And it's just a weird thing to say, my fans or my supporters. I feel like I'm almost going into, like, I'm the fan. I'm going into this universe and this world that has been created and been living for decades.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of moments throughout different episodes of filming and even after filming that I felt this way. But the first moment maybe was my costume fitting. I walked into the trailer and so there's like, usually the costume trailers are filled with illustrations and all these kinds of things. But there was a really cool poster there of, I think Bernadette, our costume designer, created it. And it was all the whole entire Star Trek universe, but about their outfits.
Oh, wow. It's like an infographic.
Yes. So like it'll say like in the year 2273, Star Trek motion picture, original series, Captain Kirk is promoted, the SF uniform is redesigned, and it's like showing you all these like little screenshots of the entire world.
There's Picard.
That's very cool.
Right? It's awesome.
I want that on a poster.
I was going to say, like, they should just print that because millions of people would buy that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great.
It's so cool. And then there's also the hand drawings of each characters and of different episodes. And I walked in that trailer and I was like, oh my God, like, what is this? Like, that was probably my first moment. And that was the most accurate measurement I've ever had of my body. Because typically, you know, for things, they'll measure you and roughly ask for your height, your weight, and like do the typical measurements. But like they had like names for like this area to this area, which like, you know, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, that was when I knew I was a part of something really special.
And I got to say that comes across in the costume design specifically. Like, I mean, that's one of the things that we have loved about the show is that all of the effort that clearly went into it is just apparent on screen in the small details and the love. And it's just, yeah, I can't, I have to ask, did you keep a badge? Do you have a badge at your house or did you leave that at the prop department?
No.
Oh.
I think that would be something I would get in trouble for. But they are like just magnetic. So I think it was Memento, that one. But it was because it was like the Remembrance Day.
Oh yeah.
So we had like the two things, and like a problem on set was that they'd always just like
clack
stick
together,
fall into people's pockets. Oh,
well,
okay.
We had like our Star Trek, the emblem, and then we had the extra thing, and it would just, even if you did this, it'd be like, and they're just like, oh god. So, but yeah, it would have been easy to steal.
I feel like Instant Christina would steal a badge, so you could just tell people you're method acting.
I mean, if that were a bingo square, yeah.
I know, she's a little shit, eh?
1,000 cosplayers just went, I know exactly what she's talking about with the pin.
Oh, of course they'll know.
The
answer to that question.
So with growing up with all the action movies and everything, did you grow up with much Star Trek? Were you a Trekkie before getting on to Strange New Worlds?
I was not a Trekkie. I'm going to be
fair.
very honest. Who am I going to offend today? But I was like, I was not. But when I got the audition, like I knew enough about it. I wasn't a crazy devoted fan as I am now. But I called up one of my good friends, Patrick, who was, and he just gave me the lowdown that night. He was like, all right, now this is that enough. So I understood what was going on in the audition. And yeah, he definitely saved my life of just like, oh no, like this is because this is because that and whatever. But then I binged TOS to prep for this role.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Patrick Stewart, was that your friend?
Yeah, was it
Patrick Stewart?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're all on speed dial.
He could help you.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you just need to do this. It will be fine.
Yeah, they're all filming at the same time. He's got to be right around there somewhere. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That leads to a call from our another brand new caller.
Hi, Jennifer. My name is Fabio from Brazil. Who is your favorite character among the older series and why?
And that was Fabio from Brazil. Welcome to the Open Pike Night Stage. Again, 2 new callers, 2 new continents. It's great to have you guys here.
Hi, Fabio. This is so cool, by the way. I was like, I had no idea people knew I existed.
Surprise!
Yeah. My favorite character, it's got to be Uhura, 100%, like hands down. She's like, just I think the political aspects of TOS and I remember reading that Uhura and Spock's like kiss was like the first interracial kiss on screen ever, and I was like, what? Like that's incredible. But just Uhura's character, like she had the perfect balance of being a badass and just like super feminine at the same time and like really sexy and intelligent. Yeah, like easy question.
And then to expand on that, you get to work with Uhura too. You get you are right there next to her. What is that?
You're
like
showing her the ropes for her future future console.
Yeah.
And then she takes my job because I'm so bad at it.
Well,
you serve a very specific purpose, okay?
100%.
Your character is still on the ship. That's all that matters.
She doesn't die, which I'll have to. That's a funny story. But yes, oh my gosh,
okay.
Celia, they're amazing. Celia's amazing. I just have to say that about them. She she did my horoscope chart.
Okay.
And I remember just sitting next to them and then they were like, so I won a Tony last year. And then she gets a call, I think, from her agent, and she was like, I'm getting my Grammy mailed to me now. And I was like, where am I? Like, excuse me? This is insane. And then I was like, you're probably going to win an Emmy for this. So just the trifecta. I was like, who am I sitting beside right now? But no, they're the nicest, kindest, most fun person. She just was cracking jokes the whole time on set. And we talked a lot about singing as well. And yeah, she did my horoscope because she's like, oh, what's your sign and this and that. And then she just drafted it all up. It's very funny.
What was the horoscope like?
okay, I am not a horoscope person. I know more about, I guess, like Chinese zodiac and stuff more. But horoscope wise, I have no idea. I'm a Gemini. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's bad or good.
It's good.
Twins. That's all what I know. Yeah,
it's good. I'm married to a Gemini. It's good.
Are you? Okay, good. Thank you. But I recently saw something online that was like horoscopes is just space racism, and I was like, that's so funny. That's hilarious because people are so quick to judge, right? It's like, oh, what's your sign? Of course you do that. And it's like,
typical.
It's ridiculous.
I think it's all BS, but I am exactly a Pisces. Like I do
Are
fall
you?
straight into that.
I think that's how
can't deny
everybody
it.
feels. Like I don't believe in any of it except as it applies to me. Because
yeah.
And
so
hey,
funny.
what better cure for space racism than Star Trek? So, you know,
Right?
It's like the
it all
essence
works
of what
out.
Star Trek is.
Right?
Speaking of curing space racism, do we need just so you don't get in trouble? It was Uhura and Kirk, right? It was the first interracial kiss.
Yes.
I gotta ask purely like as a as a regular person, which I know that you're not a regular person because you're on Star Trek. So to me, you're magical. But you said you feel like a regular person. Is it intimidating to be in a room with Celia when she's talking about the awards she's getting because she's 22? And it's like, you just started your career, and she's like, I sort of did too, but it's like,
Oops.
Yeah, like
my Grammy got lost in the mail. No, I'm just joking. She's the best. I love her. She's really talented. Intimidating. I don't know if intimidating is the right word because and I'm not just saying this. Every single one of these leads, including, crew as well, but I obviously interacted more with the actors. They were so down to earth and kind, and all of them made an effort to like include me in their conversations and like explain to me inside jokes they had a few days ago when I wasn't there. And that stuff really doesn't happen regularly on a set, because actors have their own process and you want to kind of leave everyone to their work. I don't know if intimidating is the right word, but I was definitely inspired. They were just all beasts in their own category. And it was just incredible watching each one of them work. Because, some of them are really seasoned. Like Celia's a natural and she's super young. But like, Anson and Rebecca, I was like, oh my God. Like just watching them, it wouldn't be my coverage. And I'd just be like looking at the monitors like, damn. Like that is just
That's how you do it.
Yeah, goals. 100%.
There you go.
Amazing. Yeah.
very cool.
So you do have fans. You have, several of them called in, and several are very excited for this interview. What has been your favorite fan reaction to Strange New Worlds?
I have like really wholesome one and really funny ones. Which ones do you want?
One of each, please.
One of each.
One of each?
Yep. Yep.
I guess the wholesome ones would be, the Asian community. The amount of messages I received for Lunar New Year, I was like, what? You thought of me during this? That would, I guess, be one of my life goals, is to be that type of idol for, I guess, kids like myself back then who didn't really have anybody to kind of look up to in the Western kind of media. Like callers like Jack, or just messages, which I'm still trying to figure out. If you've DM'd me, I'm so sorry. Like I'm really bad with social media and technology and stuff. I guess the funny ones. Okay. So speaking of Instagram, social media, that's the only social media I have. But my brother and I do this. My brother Jeff and I. Oh no. We do this thing on each other's posts where we think it's so funny. Nobody knows about it, but he started it where I'll post something work related or serious or whatever, and he'll just go on and pretend to be a bot, and he'll write stuff. He'll write stuff like with crazy emojis and be like, "Hey, the next 5 likes will receive a free iPhone 4, stuff like that." And so he would spam my post with that. And my favorite, like, funny fan encounter is like fans coming in to defend me, because I would reply and be like, oh man, I would love a free iPhone 4. And then fans would be like, no, Jennifer, like, this is fake. Don't believe him. And then they just didn't know. Like, they didn't know it was my brother.
I love it.
And I didn't know what to do, but I was like, oh my God, this is the best. So that was probably the
That's
funniest
great.
fan.
That's amazing. So you have a role that straddles the bridge crew and lower decks.
Mhm.
You know, like you said, you work with the folks who get a lot of coverage, and playing
Mhm.
Christina. What's the process like for you throughout the season? Like how much notice do you get when you're going to be in an episode? What is that process like?
It's always tricky with recurring characters because there's always a chance you're just in the one episode. And then there's always a chance where it's like, congrats, you're a series regular this season. And it's like, what? Yeah, it's always tricky. But when I auditioned, I was only supposed to be in one. I was
Okay.
only supposed to be in the one episode. And then in terms of notice, I filmed, I think, beginning of April all the way to, I want to say August. So I filmed like my 4 episodes in the span of that. And sometimes it would be a week in advance. Sometimes it would be like a few days. You just never know. It's always tricky with these kind of characters. Process wise, I think I did majority of my process before my audition. So I worked with my coach, Sophie Ann Rooney, who's fantastic. And we just developed a backstory. You know, I did all the actors' homework, not knowing, you know, what I'm going to shoot or what's going to be shown. But this makes it really enjoyable for even scenes where I just have 1 or 2 lines. And it just keeps things fresh. But yeah, I just kind of figured out who she was and what her story and history was like on Enterprise. And
That's excellent. We do have a few questions from callers about that. So
okay.
We'll let Abby ask about the backstory details.
Hey, Open Pike and Jennifer. Again, thanks as always for being awesome and for everything that you do to spread the joy of Strange New Worlds to the universe. We are very appreciative out here. Jennifer, I have to say that I love that you're one of the reoccurring characters in Strange New Worlds. It's been so much fun to see some of the lower deckers and what they might get up to in there. And you've had some really fun stuff to do during the season. But I'm wondering, since this is one of the characters that isn't fully fleshed out yet, if there is any backstory or headcanon that you have for your character that has impacted how you've played her throughout the season and possibly into the next season. Not asking for spoilers, because I know you can't, just wondering what you've done to flesh out the character in your mind and make her a more full person that hopefully we'll get to see as the seasons of this show go on. I hope all of you and yours are well, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, Abby. That's so sweet. It's really cool to hear their voices. I think like that's such an awesome thing you guys created.
Thank you.
But yes, okay, so for little Christina, I started thinking about what she would be like in Starfleet. Like, I think it boggled me. I was like, how did she pass? Like, how did she not get killed? Because so with all the characters that I play, I try to tie some personal experience into it just to make it relatable, and especially a character who's completely new into the universe. I have I'm allowed to, I guess, because there's really no history with her. So with Christina in particular, I always felt that she was a character with a lot of hurt, I guess, on Earth, and it's made her really anxious. But at the same time, she's kind of struggling to go back to what makes her love life. And so that is how I kind of brought with all the scenes like a balance of the fact that she's kind of a wimp, but she also like is easily swayed into doing like bad things. And so the thing is, I assumed that she cheated a lot of her way through Starfleet. Yeah.
I love this so much.
Regular Kirk there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she's definitely a little cheater, but she's like not a confident cheater. She's just like, if you find out about it, I'm gonna have a panic attack and just like cry for days. So that was kind of
not a Kirk in that way.
Yeah. No.
This is really illuminating because Rong Fu told us that she really thinks that her character just doesn't care about anything and is just
Love it.
afraid to say that on the bridge, right? But
Oh.
she's like, I think my character just doesn't give a shit, and she's sick of everybody.
I love it.
So I love that everybody's backstories that they constructed for their characters are like, they don't belong here. They're just here.
Isn't that so funny? Well, because I think it's like the whole imposter syndrome thing, right? I feel like at any age or whatever profession you're in, you're gonna feel that. And because Star Trek is so universal that way, it's like, yeah, why? Just because they're the best of the best on Enterprise, it doesn't mean they feel that way.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's so interesting. But Jenna's kind of a badass. Like, you just, you know.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was the backstory. Should we just jump ahead to the 4 story with Michael's question, do you think?
Question, yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello again, Open Pike Night. Michael Kwan here to greet and welcome Jennifer Hui, our Trying Her Best Bridge Officer and Enterprise Bingo participant, Ensign Christina, to the podcast. Jennifer, it's wonderful that you have joined the great group of actors of Asian descent who have played such a vital part of Star Trek over the decades. I'll refer you to the list of the actors who are now your colleagues I gave Rong Fu in her interview. My question for you is a little different from the one I gave her. You play Ensign Christina perfectly. She's the right combination of competent Starfleet officer and the new officer who is in a bit over her head on Pike's Bridge. But we know she'll get better with time and experience. So what would your response be if Alex Kurtzman came to you and said, Jennifer, we have all this Star Trek money just lying around. We have decided to extend the franchise further into the original series era with you as a starship captain and Tori Webster's Zier as your exec. Tell me about your ship and what adventures you see you and your crew having. Thank you for your work, and I hope we see you in season 2. By the way, I know it was Zier that convinced Ensign Christina to play Enterprise Bingo, and I'm sorry you got stuck with La'an's bad cop routine.
I love these. They're so creative. Michael, thank you so much. If I was a captain, oh my God. I don't know if the series would last. Like, the ship would crash. Things would just... I don't know. It would be a shit show for sure. It would be like comedy Star Trek, I think. It would definitely be Zier and Christina just, goofing off, traveling to different planets, and like probably being disrespectful, but like not in the most harmful way intent.
Mike McMahon, CC. I'm getting you on this. Please.
Well, yeah, I could totally see like the captain's logs being all straight on like what they sent to Starfleet that they did, and then we just get the episode of what actually happened.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the first Lower Decks spin-off to be a Captain Christina show. Honestly.
I would love that. I feel like at some point she'd have to like get her shit together, you know, and figure out how to do this. Yeah. Well, that was a really funny thing because I remember, I think it was one moment with Sally Uhura, where I know my job there was to kind of like, you know, make Uhura look good. And she's this cadet and she's coming up. And so I missed like a signal or something from, I think it was for the Shepherds episode.
It is, yeah.
It is? Okay. This was 2 years ago. I'm so sorry.
No, yeah. We just reviewed this last night. So
you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
And so we were just, I think, wondering like how we wanted to play it. Maya was the director, and she's just like, well, everyone on the ship should be good at their job. Should be. So we were kind of figuring out how to do the part where it's just like, Uhura's like, I think it's, you know, I think they're hailing us. I'm like, whoa, right, yeah. Like, what do we do? And so we were just like trying to find the medium of like, oh crap, right, yeah. instead of, like the worst type of worker.
The non-slapstick version of that.
Yeah, right? I could kind of see Christina and Zier just doing the most wholesome, childish, like fun things. Nothing like keeping the space safe or anything like that. I don't think that's in there. They don't really think about that day to day.
Should we jump into Jin's question maybe just as a palate cleanser before diving super deep into those episodes?
Sure.
Hi, this is Jen. Please excuse my scraggly voice. I've been dealing with a cold for a bit. My question for a fellow Jennifer is one we've used before, but I would love for you to answer as well. What is a question that you've always wanted to be asked but never have? The follow-up, of course, is what's your answer?
Imagine it's just the question and I just leave it.
Right.
That's so sweet. Hi, Jen. Maybe like what my impact on the world, like when I die, what I want to leave behind, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Great
this
question.
Yeah, I think this changes and there's multiple ways that I want to do it, but I think I want to leave people with a memory of feeling safe when they're with me. And whether that is seeing me on the screen and knowing that someone that looks like me is valued and important, or if it's just friends or family, having that memory of me and feeling like I was someone and somewhere safe that they could kind of be.
Very opposite of how you view Ensign Christina, but that's what makes you a good actor.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Speaking of your episodes in particular, the shot of you and Ensign Zier getting found out, putting your hands up and saying, "Don't shoot, we're crew." I have to ask, are you purposely doing a little bit of a Vulcan salute with your hand in that shot? Because there's a little bit of a Vulcan salute going on with your hand in that shot.
Was
when you've got your
I?
hands up. And I thought maybe it was a subconscious thing, or like maybe she did it on purpose because she didn't know if she'd get another shot, right? Like,
please take this one.
Yeah. I mean, everybody who is listening knows that is what I would do personally.
Jesse is projecting right now.
Yeah, you know what? I planned that from day one. That was in my prep. Even before I got the scene, I knew I had to sneak it in somehow because I didn't know if I was going to die or not.
Right.
That was on your Star Trek bingo card.
Yes.
Yeah. It was that and then backstory, right?
Oh,
okay.
100%.
Excellent.
They fired me right after the scene. They said I was being too much. I had no idea I did that.
You're like, look, you're very extra. We can't
What were the spacesuits like?
Yeah.
Oh,
Were not a lot of people got to wear spacesuits.
Are those heavy?
that wasn't interesting. So the EV suits, they're scuba suits.
Oh, okay.
So it was super skin tight. It was so hot. But there's another layer underneath what you see, like the silvery kind of thing. There's another layer of that, and then the suit goes on. So tight, you couldn't breathe. It's like a onesie. And then it took like 2 to 3 props to put like the chest piece on and then the arm stuff. And it was really cool. It sucked because I was like, I think I got the email that I needed a fitting for an EV suit before I got the script. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going on an away mission.
Yeah.
I'm going to be with the leads. Like, so cool. They're going to write me in more. And it's like, I don't even get to leave the ship. So it was really funny. But yeah, like you guys said, it goes to show that attention to detail. It was just for that one shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those suits were very cool, but you couldn't pee. Like it wasn't going to happen. I just didn't really eat or drink that day.
Oh, okay.
Because you just
Probably
didn't
a
want to
call.
get out. Yeah, because it's like I needed help to get dressed. And so I didn't want to be like, oh, I gotta pee. So that was a fun day for sure.
So you had mentioned that part of your job was essentially to be not Uhura, to be the person that we know will leave the comm station of the Enterprise bridge.
Yeah.
Now, this can be speculation or a little bit of a sneak peek, whatever you're most comfortable with. What other Starfleet departments on the ship do you think Ensign Christina might be willing to try her hand at?
I feel like she'd probably want to helm. I don't know, just because it's fun, but like not really knowing the consequences and the responsibility of it. Delusion, probably. Being
I
like,
can do a maneuver.
I can fly. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Like, I guess maybe that's a personal thing. I feel like that would be the coolest, that would be the coolest thing. You get to see the, like, everything. Yeah. I think that's my answer.
I love it.
And I love your view of Christina. This is amazing.
Yeah, it really is beautiful.
Just let me fly the ship. I got it, guys.
I got it. But then the sudden, if there's anything wrong at all, it's like, oh my God, what? Like, how do what? So it's like, it's that type of person.
Well, but also the type of person who we verifiably has been shot by a phaser voluntarily to check off that box on Enterprise.
Well, now actually, John, I'll point out you only have to finish 10 of the items in the 11 item list of Enterprise Bingo. So if you were to, for example, do an EV walk unsanctioned but not sign the Scorch, that would still count, right? Signing the Scorch is kind of like a prestige thing you can do. So I felt that should be thrown out.
Yeah, that's true.
I do have one question actually about the consoles. You had mentioned maybe trying out the helm station. We've been told by both Rong Fu and Melissa Navia that having a certain amount of actual information going on the consoles really helps to act against. Is that the case at comms as well? Did they build some screens in that are doing some stuff, or is it just kind of you're making it up?
That's a funny thing, because the first day I stepped on set, Ethan was like, have you seen the bridge? I was like, no, because everything outside of it is just like literal construction. Like it looks like a construction site until you go to the other side and you're like, whoa. I was a little bit nervous because I was like, what have we established continuity wise? Like, what is this? What looks good with the fingers? And does this tap? Does this scroll? And then entire cast, like in unison, was just like, I don't know. And it was just hilarious. So we're just like, okay, we're all going to make it work. But the beautiful thing, what the Vex team did was that they were all like TV screens. And so when there were impacts on the ship, it would, flutter. Like, the screen would flutter and shake. Exactly. Yeah. And some of them would just kind of go dark and everything. It makes it much easier as an actor when your eyes really get to move and dance, because you're not like imagining things, you're actually reading things that are written on the screen. But I will say that, that little scrolly ball thing that's on everyone's station? Yes. That thing was not glued down. It would fall every 3 seconds. And so if there was like a, like, and to the left, impact, like, if your arm knocked it off, the thing would just go rolling. So, things like that were really funny. Definitely, it became a whole world the second you stepped on the bridge. It was very beautifully constructed.
So jealous.
Jesse, make a note. We need to bring command strips if we ever get to visit set. So we
yes.
just help them out there.
Yeah. And I was like, why not? Because it did light up the little ball thing. But we just pretended that was the trackpad. I think that was our consensus. That moved the mouse.
You gotta go with what makes intuitive sense, because it will probably look good on screen, right?
Yeah.
That seems pretty accurate.
Totally.
Now, we would be remiss if we were to blow past Enterprise Bingo, right? We can't just do that. And we do have one of our most dedicated listeners did send us a question regarding Enterprise Bingo. John, if you don't mind.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, boys. It's Venus at Butch Ortegas on Twitter. And I just wanted to ask, for all of you, what square would you be most excited to complete on the Enterprise Bingo?
So the Enterprise Bingo list is: use the transporter to reflavor gum, phaser stun duel, turbo lift 2-door shout challenge, set the universal translator to Andorian, gravity boot hang challenge, medical tricorder challenge, Vulcan marsupial, food replicator challenge, durian fruit, sneak a tribble into the transporter buffer, sit in the captain's chair, EV suit challenge, unsanctioned spacewalk, and sign the Scorch.
this is amazing. Look at marsupial food replicator challenge, durian.
So
fruit
what is that?
Okay, the marsupial tricorder challenge, Vulcan marsupial, is apparently from Voyager. I had to look it up.
Okay.
A hologram engineer tricked the hologram doctor and programmed the readings into his medical tricorder for a day that was just giving him like a Vulcan koala readings all day long. So that is what that is. Basically, you're pranking M'Benga with that one.
That's ballsy.
Yeah.
That's really ballsy.
Right? I know. The one guy who could, like Jesse said a long time ago, who could physically remove the captain from duty.
Yeah. Oh, he's incredible. I have a story about him that this is also scary. I think the one thing that is really close with me and Ensign Christina is that I'm a big baby. I'm afraid of roller coasters. I get motion sickness. I get car sick. Like, I am just I think Gravity Boot would be the one for me personally.
That's the most roller coastery one.
I know, but I also do. That's true. That's true.
It's immersion therapy.
Will I get sick from that? I was like, well, I mean, will I get sick from that? I don't know. Well, okay. If not that one, then okay. A little offended. Durian fruit. Excuse me. That is a Chinese delicacy. It's not. It's gross. I don't like it either. I don't know.
Isn't it also huge? Isn't it like I've seen?
Yeah. Like think of a jackfruit. That's what it's like. So like these things could kill people because they're so spiky on the outside, but they're so stinky. Like in Hong Kong, there's also signs in the airports and hotels that you cannot have this fruit. My dad loves it. But that's really funny. I didn't even know that was on Enterprise Bingo. But yeah, I'm going to stick with the Gravity Boot. Like, let's go. If I get sick, I get sick.
I mean, mine is definitely sit in the captain's chair, but that's on my actual bucket list. It has nothing to do with Enterprise Bingo. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with EV unsanctioned spacewalk.
I'm going to make my own. The one I've always wanted to do is to jump, get transported, and finish the jump wherever I get transported.
Yep, that's cool. Does it maintain velocity,
exactly.
Angular, and that's a good question.
Well, because isn't that super dangerous? Because like if it doesn't go well, you could just die.
Well, I mean, it's transporting. That's any transporter. That's the case.
It's
that's
like
fine.
Old age transporter accident. Like if it's got to be on your tombstone.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, right?
As our friend Bruce Horak says, at least he goes cool.
That's right.
Oh, he does go very cool.
You had mentioned the kind of bridge impact miming, and I have to ask, we've been told that can be difficult to correctly sync up. Is there a secret to like how to get jerked around on the bridge?
No. And the funny thing was because if you're looking into the windshield of the bridge, we're in like a U, right? Like that's how our Enterprise is. And like it was, I think what was difficult was we'd be like, oh, is it camera to the right, to the left? Because that was what I think it was Woody, our AD, would yell. And to the left. And then we'd like, to the right. And I think it was just about coordinating which side is left or right. Because like, it's like camera left? Or are we looking out into the windshield or the windshield looking in? But there's no secret to it. We had to do it multiple times. Yeah, it was interesting, I guess. It was fun. It was really fun.
It's a classic Trek actor bingo square, honestly.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to do it at some point.
Oh, yeah, totally. Ship's always going through something. And the next episode, it's like beautiful again. Who fixes it? We don't know.
The space station. That was, we actually saw that at the one of the, what was that, episode 5? They had to go back because of the.
Oh,
yeah, because
which was one of the first times it like, wow, they actually acknowledged.
Right, to your point.
We got messed up last episode.
First time ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Cameron, I believe, has a question in what we like to call the Elysian Minute here at Open Pike Night. It was a favorite episode of the show, so Cameron, please.
Great one.
Even when actors weren't in it, that becomes the basis of the question. What do you think Ensign Christina turned into and was up to during the events of the Elysian Kingdom?
What a great question. I feel like I don't know what she would have been doing, but I would like to think that she was wearing, like, instead of, classic medieval stuff, that she was wearing like Chinese, like, dynasty stuff.
Ooh,
I don't know, like a cool little recall to our version of medieval. I don't know what she would have been doing.
If that's the case, then she must have been like some visiting dignitary from a far off land, and she's there, and she's supposed to be like, being a diplomat and like engaging in relationships, but really she's just like off in the pub getting drunk with the blue peasant lady she found. And...
I love it.
Her blue handmaiden.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever we are doing, I would be with Zier. I feel like there would be no Christina if there wasn't a Zier.
I love that.
Did you guys hang out much? Did you guys talk about your characters' relationships?
A little bit. And we did establish, Tori, that the fact that, she was the instigator.
Okay,
and that,
nice.
She's kind of taken me under the wing. But we just kind of relaxed. I don't know. That was a long day. And it was a long day for her. Oh my God. That prosthetic was so beautiful. Like, I just kept staring. Like, she just was only allowed water. It was hard for her to like mess up the, mouth and everything. Yeah, she's fantastic.
If I may, that work really comes across in both your performances. Like when she is talking to Una, she's like, "Oh yeah, and guess what? We were this close to finishing it out." It's like she's totally the instigator, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair that she got the good cop because it was totally her idea. Like, that definitely comes across. So we all appreciate that effort that you two have made.
But I'm glad really you got the bad cop because you do scared crying perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The meltdown is
very good.
It was really amazing. Actually, that was one of my favorite filming moments in terms of working with Chrissy. She is like, how do I describe this? So when we're doing, because it's like a table scene, so like we each have our own coverage, and so she did hers first. It was amazing, and then we like turned around, and what the director was kind of working with was different levels of how distressed and scared Christina is and how scary Lon is. And so she would kind of yell out percentages for me and be like, okay, now like, let's go 100%. This is the scariest thing you've ever done. Let's go 20. You're not crying, but you're panicked. Let's go 70. And she was jumping all over the place. And, you just kind of have to like go, I guess, ride that wave. But Chrissy, like, I did not ask her for this. This was not rehearsed or anything. But when it was my coverage, she was not only so present as an actor, a partner for me, but she slowed her lines down. And I had never worked with an actor because we weren't going to take, that part of her. She slowed it down so I could like explore emotionally and take the time and get there. And I finished the scene and I was like, that was the most giving experience I've ever had as an actor. Because sometimes, especially working with supporting roles like Ensign Christina, like you might be reading with a stand-in. You might be reading when people are like, it's like, this is hour 12, I'm in my robe, like, please just get your line, but like, none of the Star Trek actors were like that. But on top of that, she was like, she gave that to me. And we finished the scene and I was like, oh my God, man, thank you so much. And she was like, what? Oh yeah, it's fine. It's like, what? Like, excuse me? So just the hugest admiration for Chrissy. Like, so good.
That's awesome.
Just another card in our deck of learning that generosity is the default on the Strange New World set.
Yeah, it's true. And I've been in sets where when it's the end of the week and it's like hour 10 or 12, and you're working with a lot of people in close quarters, like arguments start to happen, yelling, tension. It never happened on Strange New Worlds, ever. Everyone was so generous, so calm, solving problems together. And that was cast and crew. And I was just so happy to be there every
I think
single
it comes
time.
across in the show, and that's part of what people respond to, is it feels like the people who made it had fun making it.
Yeah. Well, and even in those moments where you're 100% losing it because you're experiencing the scariest thing you've ever experienced, it's like, this is still relatable. Like that's kind of what some of the older Star Trek lacked sometimes, because it was everybody being perfect all the time and 100% competent, right? It's like, cool, I can aspire to that, but I am not that,
Right.
But when I see you just a puddle in front of your superior, it's like, oh, I know that feeling. I totally know what she's experiencing.
My weekly cry.
Yeah, like everybody's had a cry like that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Open tears are not something we see often in Star Trek, so it's like,
I don't mean to give you the nickname Crying Christina, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But our next question comes from our very, very dedicated listener, Michelle, and I think you may want to start considering options for nicknames. John, if you don't mind.
Hey, Open Pike Night. Thank you so much for that awesome interview with Nami Melamad and the music of Star Trek. It was awesome, and I was very excited to learn that she's a fellow Bev head, that she loves Beverly Crusher too. So thank you for that. And then welcome this week to Jennifer, who plays Ensign Christina. Now, I am always a little worried about the red shirts on Star Trek. I'm a TOS fan, original series fan, and I'm just glad that Ensign Christina made it through season 1 unscathed. And I look forward to hopefully seeing more of her in season 2. My question is also what we've dubbed on here a Crusher connection. And I love the character of Dr. Beverly Crusher from Star Trek The Next Generation. And I don't know, I'd be interested to know if you're familiar with the other Star Trek series or if you were a fan before you got cast. But for this Crusher connection, Dr. Crusher was known as the Dancing Doctor when she was like an ensign, when she was kind of in the early stages of her career. So I'm wondering if you think that Ensign Christina has any nicknames or maybe things that she might be known for, but maybe a little embarrassed about, just to shed a little more light on the character that maybe you had for headcanon, and maybe just to reveal a little bit more about her. Obviously, no spoilers, but would love to hear your thoughts. So thanks for coming on and chatting with fans. Live long and prosper.
Thanks, Michelle. Yes, I am just as happy as you are about being a red shirt and not dying. That was really funny too. I think when the show aired, I had so many messages from friends being like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, what color's your shirt?" And I didn't know what that was because I wasn't a Trekkie. But yeah, I just got sent all these memes and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, it's a stormtrooper type situation." All right. But yeah, I and that was a danger too, I think, of like recurring characters, especially in Star Trek. That I was, every episode I'm just like, please, 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 I don't want to lose my job. And I think it was in episode 2, and we shot everything out of order. So episode 2 happened, I think that might have been my 3rd episode there or something, and that was the one where I am like hurt. And there was that moment of Rebecca, number 1, being like, "No, don't give it to me. Don't give me the plasma. Like, save the kid." And I was like, "Oh, please, yes, save the kid. Like, please, the kid needs saving." But yes, so that was really funny. Nicknames. I have never thought about this. Crying Christina works great. I mean, I've already seen a bunch of memes of me online with the worst face. Unfortunately. Like, not cute. Crying Christina. There's also something to do with anxiety is what keeps coming back. I feel like she wants to be this daring superhero, but there's still a part of her inside that is so childlike, and she's not quite there. So she kind of takes the leap and then immediately regrets it. I don't know. I'm not very good at nicknames. I would love to hear yours, Michelle. I don't know.
Does Christina have a first name? Or a last name? I don't know if maybe Christina's her first name. I don't know.
And
Christina, or
Ensign Christina is her last name because he says Ensign Christina. So it's like, unless he's calling them by their first names.
Maybe she's a mono name.
Yeah, we're in a world where just the one name is enough.
All you need is one.
No, nothing in my scripts. I also didn't give her one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's name is Christine, and so I've always just kind of rolled with it. Just Christina. Yeah.
Maybe Ensign Anxious would work.
The Anxious Ensign.
The Anxious
All right.
Ensign, yeah. Because we got a dancing doctor that works.
Dancing doctor, yeah.
To give Ensign Christina some due, I mean, we've talked about how she gets in over her head, but there's a moment I noticed where, like, I think it's during the comment and everything's going crazy. Like, she turns and she blindly, like, taps in stuff on the keypad without looking. And I'm like, you know what? I think she's better than she gives herself credit for.
She's on the Enterprise. She got onto the bridge of the Enterprise.
Exactly. I made it. She made it. Yeah, you know what? And I think she just has the biggest heart. And like, and that was the thing I think we established, is that everyone is still good at their jobs at the end of the day. Like, you couldn't possibly go through Starfleet, even if I was cheating, without actually being good.
Yeah.
And it's just that next step that we don't know where she's at yet.
Well, we don't.
I mean, we get to see her attempting to go out an airlock, and it's like, well, does anybody have any doubt that she'll go out there, she'll sign the scorch and come back? It's not like she doesn't know how to sneak onto the hull of a starship. That takes training. That takes getting to the academy. So.
Yeah, and I'd like to think that a lot of those things have just become second nature. Like, I feel like it's just about driving a car or, stepping onto a bus or whatever it is. It's just like, even the most scared, incapable, whatever person can do that. So
I like it.
Yeah.
I think we have one more call-in question that is going to ask you to do a little bit more speculation about your time on the Enterprise. And I got to be honest, this is a question that we were all hoping somebody would ask. John, if you don't
mind.
There we go.
Hey guys, it is Isaac here from Plan Trek, the little podcast that could, from Tasmania in Australia.
Wow.
Now, a little birdie told us that you just turned one. That is the podcast, not the presenters. And what I've got to say for you is that we've organised this just for you. Happy birthday, Open Pike. Thanks for having me on the mic. When I'm on your show, my numbers spike. Analytics hike. Pike on a bike. And look, you guys can have the rights to that. I don't even need performance rights. You can claim it as written by you guys. That's my present to you. So, no. You're welcome. Well, you've got a wonderful guest on the show. Welcome, Jennifer. Thanks for sitting through my song. And here's my question for you. In the show, Strange New Worlds, your character got in trouble and as punishment had to hang out with Transporter Chief Kyle. The reaction to that was that he's a mean guy. But everything that I've seen on the show has shown me that he's actually not mean. So, do you know why he is seen as mean? And if you don't, could you make up a reason that could then become our headcanon? Thanks for being on the show, and thanks for inviting us on the stage again. Here's to many more birthdays, Open Pikers.
Yay!
Isaac.
Happy birthday!
Wow. That was amazing.
That was so cool, man.
That
Thank
was so
you.
cool. Wow,
I don't think I've ever
Isaac.
been serenaded.
Thank you very much, Isaac.
And so how do you feel?
And the rhyming, it was so evocative of what we do here. It was just.
Do we all need to take a break now?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to start crying, man. Isaac, I appreciate it.
That's 100% ugly cry right there from me.
Yeah.
Yes, Chief Kyle. We were all wondering what makes Chief Kyle so mean.
Okay, so this is actually interesting because so my audition scene was that scene with Zier and Lon and number one, the crying part, and that made it in. And then I also had another scene, which I don't know if this was just dummy sides, which, we get fake scenes to audition with high profile shows because of just NDA stuff. But there was another scene actually of the punishment. And so nobody knows this, but the punishment was scrubbing transporter pads. And we were supposed to, Zira and I would be scrubbing it, and then Lon and number one kind of walk in and just like, can you explain like what this is to us? Of like, what is Enterprise Bingo? And then we're like, it's just fun. And they're like, what's fun? And then so it was a really cute scene of me and Zier being like, it's like we're trying to describe fun. It's like a party. And then it's just like they're not getting it. So that was, I don't know if that was a scene. We never filmed it, but it was my audition scene.
I love hearing about these. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. But I noticed that too. Just like, oh my God, he's so mean. But he's not. He's the sweetest guy. Right? There's not a mean bone in his body. In the writer's mind, I don't know what was so mean about him. Thunder. Sorry, my dog. Did you hear him cry?
Just a little
bit. It's
hello.
Just whining.
It happens.
But
he doesn't like rule breakers, maybe.
Huh?
He's just a Boy Scout. He doesn't like rule breakers.
Yeah, he's defending
he suspects
Kyle.
Maybe Christina did some of that cheating through Starfleet.
Yeah, I assume too. Like he's just really by the books, just really scary. He doesn't take any kind of joking or like very much like. I guess before I got to know what Kyle was like, I assumed he was very much like a heartless Lon. Because we know, like, by the end of it, you're like, okay, Lon's like this super badass, but she's got the biggest heart, right? But I'm like, okay, Chief Kyle's like the no heart Lon. I don't know. That's what makes
he doesn't
him
care about waffles and strawberries at all.
No. He doesn't cry in movies. He doesn't think puppies are cute.
He did sort of watch somebody just die in Memento Mori and like, all right, I guess I'll go back to work. Like he didn't cry on screen. So, I mean,
come on.
If there's a transporter accident with him, he'll just mop off the pad and keep beaming.
Yeah.
It's like they're called accidents for a reason.
Yeah. Make the poor little ensigns do it, scrubbing them. Awful.
Well,
there we go.
Thunder, thank you for sharing your mom with us. We are about to wrap up. I promise. You're just about to be able to resume your schedule for the day.
So let me ask, because I was kind of playing smart, but is Christina the one that Una gives a blood transfusion to in Memento Mori? Is that what you're saying? I don't know if I picked up on that. I mean, I didn't pick up on that.
That was that was my first day. That was my first episode I ever filmed. It was Memento Mori. And because what happens, so originally in the script, it just says that Christina's injured on the bridge. But then when I showed up to do my first day, Dan, the director, came up to me and he was like, oh, it's going to be so cool. Like the screen's going to break and it's going to lodge into your collarbone and like this and that. And I was like, whoa, my God, so cool. And I get prosthetics. Like this is acting. This is Star Trek.
My action hero dreams.
Yeah, right. I was so excited. And so here I am being like a good little actor. And I called up like my aunt who's a doctor. And I was like, can you just tell me like what it would be like? Because there is going to be a shot of us. It is deleted. But there was a shot of Jess Chapel, who kind of carries me down the hallway into sick bay. So that section was deleted. But I was like, what would somebody like? Like, what am I hitting? Like, what arteries or I don't know, anything medical help me. And so I just got all the knowledge about what this injury could be and how I would be acting and behaving and if I would even be conscious. And then so I show up on set and they're like, go to prosthetics. And I'm like, yeah. And then it's like the tiniest little gash.
And your shirt's red anyway, so it's like
I know.
until you're bleeding.
Exactly. And it was funny because they're like, so I don't remember who said this to me, but one of the crew and wardrobe, they're just like, so on Star Trek, our uniforms are pristine. Like even in the worst like fights and debris and this, like the uniforms are sacred. And so we just cut my red shirt just like maybe 2 inches only. And then the gash was supposed to be in it. And it was like the tiniest little thing. So I'm in sick bay. And so the second story I have of that was, this is very embarrassing, but
please.
Yeah, I think you guys will have a good laugh. So the scene is that it's a continuous kind of long shot where Chapel is carrying me into down the hallway and then into sickbay to the left. And so we did a bunch of different angles and coverages. And I think at that point, I had no idea what the coverage was going to be. We just kept repeating that movement. And then so what happens is when we go there, we meet Bob's, Mabenga, and I collapse and they both lift me onto the bed. And so we just kind of continue the scene. And keep in mind, like a lot of the effects were practical. So sparks were all real. Things were, sirens were blaring. And so it was very like real. And so me being like a little newbie actor, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay in it, right? I don't know what the coverage is. I've lost count of where the camera is at this point. So Chapel brings me over here and I'm still like and the thing we were going to do was once the ship shakes again, I would start just like freaking out or something. And so we kept that the same for like 200 takes. And this one take we did, the camera's just like going down the hall, but we've entered sickbay at this point. And so they lift me onto the bed and I'm still freaking out. And this was my first day with Babs. And like, he is like so amazing. And like, I knew he existed, right? But I've never met him or worked with him before. And the camera's all the way down the hall. And I'm like still going. And then Bob's just like, hey, yo, like, chill. And then I was like, wait, what? And he's just like, it's gone. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I kept doing that. It was so funny. And like,
that's so good.
Yeah, but obviously, like, we were just laughing about it. He was super nice. And then like a few months later, I saw him in Dune and I like almost threw up. I was like, oh, I can't believe that was my experience with him. But that was a fun episode because most of it I just got to lay down.
Sure, yeah.
And
he'll never forget you.
I hope not.
I'm sure he was like, yeah, you know that whoever's playing Christina, she's really good. She's really into acting. You should put her in some more episodes. Don't kill her off.
Oh, we're in the final frontier, but she showed up for Final Destination, man.
Oh yeah, she was ready to go.
Are there any other deleted scenes of Christina?
I think there was a deleted scene in episode 9 where where I think it was just me on the bridge again with number 1 and we were communicating with Pike, and instead I think they just replaced that audio with VFX.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, no, like I was very lucky to have things that I shot in there make it.
So cool.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly cool.
It's the best kind of cool, really.
That's true.
Are you in season 2? Has this been confirmed? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever allowed to say anything, but as of right now, I have not filmed anything.
Oh.
So I'm going to say that I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sounds
I am
very
not.
cagey, but okay.
I am not, as I know.
We've always stated that our goal is never to get anybody fired.
Yeah.
Well, then we won't ask for our teas for season 2 then. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. But hopefully we'll see more of her in whatever capacity.
Yeah, we need more hijinks.
Absolutely.
And if you do the convention circuit, you'll run into us. We have openings on panels.
That would be so cool. You guys were just so fun and so easy to talk to.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Open Pike Night is an open mic night themed podcast, and we always ask our guests to bring a joke to tell us. So, do you have a joke for us today?
So it's not exactly a classic joke, but it's I guess a weird trait that I've developed. So basically, when I was in school in Boston, I was living alone, and I was very anxious. It wasn't a very good time for me. I was also living in a part of town where I didn't really feel safe. It's a very old building. I was living with all the pests, cockroaches, mice, you name it, all the good stuff. And I noticed that I would feel better every time I would play The Office in the background. And love the UK version, but I'm talking about the US version. And so I ended up Pavloving myself into only being able to sleep if The Office was on. And that was my life for a good solid few years. And when I left school, I noticed that I couldn't sleep without The Office for a good year there. And it's a bizarre experience, but to this day, it still gives me peace and feeling of calm and safety whenever I play The Office.
You watch any movie with Steve Carell and you just nod right off.
Yeah, he just feels like home, you know?
Who's your favorite Office character now? We got to ask.
Okay, I have two, Meredith or Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin is the absolute best, and then Meredith is just a hidden gem.
Meredith is going to be at the convention we're going to.
She's going to be at the convention,
Yep.
Oh my God, really?
Jennifer, if you're not doing anything in February, there's a convention in Portland that you really should come to. It's called Fan Expo. We're going to have a panel there. Kate Flannery will be there. Just throwing it out there.
Oh my God, I would, meeting anybody from The Office, I think that would make my absolute life. Oh my God,
you've worked on the Enterprise Bridge, but
Dunder
Mifflin is where you just get starstruck.
But Meredith makes me happy. Meredith in the captain's chair.
Oh man,
terrifying.
Oh gosh,
terrifying.
No, we need to make a Office
casual
Enterprise meme.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then she goes on an away mission and leaves Kevin in the office chair, in the captain's chair. And,
This would be so good, you guys. We're gonna make so many memes out of this.
Yes.
All the farting that'll be done on the Enterprise. Sign me up.
Kevin making his beans next to Pike while he's making the rest of dinner. I mean, come on.
It's probably the thing I do best.
Toby just down in engineering. Can I come up to the captain's dinner yet, guys? No, Toby, stay down there.
What is the Dundee that he wins? Kevin wins the don't go into the bathroom after me award.
Don't go in there award. So mean.
I feel like we just started the conversation, but
let's get it started.
We'll save this for the next interview.
Yeah,
we'll start with the Office Enterprise mashup next time.
Wow.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Do you have anything to plug here at the end of the episode?
Yes. Sorry, I have dog hair in my mouth.
Yes. Okay, it's a hell of a plug first.
Yeah.
I feel like all the projects that are going to come out this year, I don't know if I can talk about it, but I have a video game coming out. A Ubisoft video game. I have a cartoon character coming out on a kids TV show, and then I am also guest starring on a new TV show on CBS. So look out on my Instagram for these announcements when I can announce them.
Okay. And what is your handle on Instagram?
It's Jennifer Hay.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank Thunder. Give him some ear scratches for us. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just
yes.
Thunder.
You're a good boy.
Very good boy.
He's so...
Me?
Hi, puppy.
He's like, I am a good boy.
He's a monster.
As always, we want to keep every episode of Open Pike Night free to all. And to make that possible, please head over to patreon.com/openpike or openpike.com. Our supporters on Patreon have already had a video greeting from this recording and a post discussion after they enjoyed the episode. One of the many benefits you too can have when you become a patron for as little as $2 a month. Jesse, how else can our listeners help?
Well, John, for the first time ever, our listeners can come see us live at Fan Expo Portland 2023. We would love to see you at our panel, which of course is called Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2, Theories and Queries with Open Pike Night. We're going to be talking about all of the teases that we've heard about Season 2 from our various interviews, and we're going to be doing that live in front of a comic convention audience, you guys. I'm so excited to be able to talk about this. We've all got our tickets. It's going to be so much fun. Please come see us at Fan Expo Portland 2023. Beyond that, of course, you can follow the show on Twitter at OpenPike as well as Instagram at OpenPike, and you will find links all over both of those social medias to get your questions asked and into the ears of the stars of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Of course, the easiest way for you to get everything Open Pike Night all in one place is to just go to openpike.com.
And Cam, where can people find more of you?
You can find me on Twitter at GreenShirt87, where I'll be promoting my and John's other podcast, Green Shirt, A Newbie's Trek Through the Next Generation, where I am getting my crusher connected by watching TNG for the first time. We're almost halfway through season 6, so come join the ride. It's a lot of fun.
Jesse, where can folks find more of you?
I would just like to say, over at Green Shirt, they have reached that stretch of TNG episodes where it could be horrendously terrible or very, very good week to week. So definitely something that I, as a fan, am looking forward to. Now, of course, if for whatever reason you need more of me in your ears, just stay in this podcasting app and look up Sudden But Inevitable. That's the show where I turn longtime friends into brand new fans of the shows I feel they probably should have seen by now. If you like to hear people get forced to like stuff, check out Sudden But Inevitable.
And I can be found on Twitter at John T. Bolds or on the Open Pike Night Discord at Producer John. It's been a long night, and the Open Pike Night crew has to go finish prying the scorch plate of our podcast off to take with us to Fan Expo 2023 for all our wonderful listeners to sign in person. We hope you have a wonderful night. Don't forget to tip your servers. You can go anywhere you want, but you can't stay here.
I just I'm awful at keeping secrets. Like it's really bad.
Oh, you're going to be our new
Good, yes, we have a question for you.
Oh no. Oh no.